appointed. Someone knows what he's dealing with. It's not what Mendelssohn is wrestling with. You see, the French are much, I don't say craftier, but much, you know, they're not going to give anything if they can. They want all given to them. In the eyes of the Jews, are Frenchmen considered brothers or strangers? In either case, what conduct does their law prescribe towards Frenchmen that are not co-religionists? Do the Jews born in France and treated by the law as French citizens acknowledge France as their country? There it is, I told you. You're born here in America. Is America your country, or is Islam your country, or Buddhism your country, or Judaism? Is France your country? These are the modern nation-state questions. I mean, I'm not trying to say they're right or wrong. I'm not advocating. I'm just trying to emphasize. Are they bound to defend it? Are you going to defend it? That's very important for Napoleon. You're going to get out there and die for it. It's very important for America. We have 300 million people in America now. I think we're just coming on that this next few months, the 300 million. The time of the first of the Second World War, you know how many people we had in this country? I think I told you last time, about 140 million. About 140 million. We've doubled and then some since then. Now, it's not all birth increase. It's a lot of immigration too. So now, are the new people along with the old people? And you know, Iraq's a nasty war. Suppose there has to be a draft to go out there. You can't just be against the war because you don't like it politically. If you're conscientious objector, fine. Okay, people were against the Vietnam War, but that didn't get them out of it. They had to flee where to? Canada or someplace. You know, are you going to put your blood on the line for your country, even if it's wrong? I mean, it may not, you know, all political decisions aren't right. I'm not asking you in this class specifically, but I'm saying this is the question. When it finally comes down to the point, are you willing to die for your country? You know, that's a tough question. Particularly for new people who have come from many different other places who have mixed loyalties. Now, for instance, I think one group that was very underestimated by the, I hope I'm not boring you guys with this. Am I? You're laughing at this?
No, no. Have you seen All Quiet on the Western Front?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
You like Corporal Mistos or something?
No, but look here, look here. Sometimes, you know, the loyalty of the Japanese Americans of several generations was highly underestimated in World War II. And then, you know, they did all this roundup and this horrible stuff, treated them abominably, you know, when that was totally against the American Constitution. They didn't do it to the German Americans. It was pure racism and stuff that they did that. But then when the chips were down, what did the Japanese do? They joined the regiments. And they had the most decorated military regiments in the American Army. Same for the Navajos and people like that. You know, through that kind of behavior, they earned so much respect that nobody would ever, I don't think anybody would ever gainsay their rights or their, because people were astonished at that kind of loyalty and commitment. Yeah.
There actually was some prejudice towards German groups and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's sure there would have been, right. But they didn't do anything specifically as putting in camps.
Towns got burned down, houses.
Yeah, okay, the individual acts of violence like Ku Klux Klan has been doing for generations in this country. But it wasn't a whole, you know what I'm trying to say? It wasn't a government.
Essentially.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you know, people are people. They can be nasty people and good people. Anyway, okay, I'm not saying the Germans didn't suffer. Well, I'm only saying that it wasn't like what the Japanese went through here. And the Japanese so proved themselves to the Americans. I mean, the Medal of Honor winners and so on among the Japanese. That this is, I mean, I live in Fountain Valley, and I don't know if you've ever been down there, but there's a lot of Japanese small farmers down there. I think most of them lost their farms and then got them back, some of them, because some of the big farms are still owned by Japanese people down there. But all of the junior schools are named after Japanese war heroes from the Second World War in Fountain Valley. Every middle school in Fountain Valley is named after Medal of Honor, a Japanese Medal of Honor winner. There's the Tamura School, there's the, I can't think of all of the different, Masuda School, You know, and they have the pictures of these boys in the front corridors. I think that's a tremendous honor, and I'm very proud that they do that in Fountain Valley. I think that's a wonderful thing, and I think they are to be commended for that. They honor these people who made that commitment to this country, even though the country didn't behave properly to them. Okay, so are they going to bound and defend it? Are they going to follow the civil code? Don't forget, Napoleon made this new civil code. What kind of police jurisdiction do the rabbis have? Oh, that would please who? Mendelssohn. He didn't want the rabbis to have any jurisdiction in the community lest they misuse it. Do they exercise any judicial power? What about their election? Is it sanctioned and regulated by law or simply custom? This is a very clever question. That's why I'm reading it to you. Are there professions from which Jews are excluded by their law? No, it used to be the opposite. European law excluded. But now the French Revolution has said everyone is going to be given everything for citizens, equal citizenship. Didn't happen to the extent that they made believe it happened, but that's what they said. Does the law forbid Jews from taking usury from their brethren? That is, does it forbid it? Does it allow it towards strangers? In other words, what's the deal here? Do they charge interest to their brethren as well as non-brethren? Well, I can assure you, I never met a Jew who didn't charge interest to his fellow Jew as well as anyone else. So I can tell you that if Jews are the only one taking interest, which they're not, I never saw them give their fellows a break. That's for sure. So I can answer that question right off. I know people think that, but that is not the case. It never was. Go to Israel, man. You'll be you'll have debts like you never saw. So I don't think that there's any special treatment that Jews give each other. They don't, and never have. I don't. Not in that area anyway. Okay, so during the reading of these questions, the assembly manifested unanimous and spontaneous emotions, how deeply affected they were as Frenchmen, as attachment to Frenchmen following the law of Moses, but as Frenchmen. They didn't conceal the emotion caused by the sixth question. Are they bound to acknowledge France as their country and bound to defend it? And they all cried out, even to the death. They got Napoleon's message, huh? And so they then got together and they gave